There's a poster about Goddess Kali, a movie which has been in question. The filmmaker has also been questioned. She says that this is my creative freedom. On the other hand, people have taken objection. A member of parliament commented on it in a certain context, and there is an FIR against her also. What is your understanding of how much creative freedom is good creative freedom, and where is that no-go?
See, first of all, I'm not very sure I understand the good and bad and even the word creative. I think it eventually boils down to freedom of expressing an opinion. It is not in the context of a filmmaker or a writer or whatever. I just think we are living in times when there is so much of intolerance about everything, not only about this particular issue what you are talking about. And I think the whole point of freedom is if only when what you say offends someone, that is when you need freedom. Otherwise you don't need freedom to start with. I think then see the discipline of any society works on four things, which is legal and which is moral and which is social acceptance and which is probably ethics or whatever. But eventually everything has to practically go by the law of the land. And I think if the constitution guarantees the freedom to someone to express their opinion, I think it only should go in the course of law, of whatever that is. Like, I don't remember who it was. I just saw someone who was talking about certain practices which happen towards gods and goddesses, which might not be absolutely unacceptable in some other parts of the same practice in the country, or it might not be in the knowledge of some other people. So I don't think it's about creative freedom. I feel the only way one can measure it is whether it stands up to the prevailing law and the prevailing provisions in the constitution. Beyond that, I think any individual of any party or any community taking an objection and making a noise about it, I think it's fundamentally unhealthy to a country which is supposedly a democratic country.
Very interesting assessment, Mr. Varma. Do you feel then as a newsmaker, beg your pardon, since I am in the news business, I look at everyone as the newsmaker. As a filmmaker, Mr. Varma, do you feel that your creative liberty to perhaps comment or make a film on religion has gone down, or do you feel it remains unaffected? Or a new set of rules must apply now to you.
I mean,
if you were to experiment.
But that's what I'm saying. There are three things. Yeah. See, there are three things here. One is a so-called popular opinion, which seems popular because it is amplified on the social media, and then it's a question of who's got the loudest voice and who speaks in the most virulent manner in terms of to make the point. I think anything which comes on emotionally aggressive statement which tends to make news and people tend to take it seriously. I mean, that is the whole point. I mean, the whole point of a social structure is to dumb down the emotions and bring rationality to it, and which is the reason I said it only can be measured against is it allowed under the law, and everything else I think is rhetoric to start with. Yes, people might take the recourse to law and file affairs and whatever, but does that really stand up at the end of the day, I think is a question. Meanwhile, it just becomes noise, which I don't know where it goes at the end of the day.
But my final question, do you feel religion is a different, do you feel religion is a difficult subject to make films on? Especially now, with hypersensitivity.
I mean, but that is what I'm saying. See, it used to be done quite a lot before, even against religion, even against mythology. But I think in the days of the social media, the opposition to it seems like very, very amplified. But I don't know if that is true, or it seems like that is something which I'm not. Because like they say, if a lot of people in the social media could be in hundreds, but we are living in a country of 1.3 crores, 130 crores, sorry. And how many of them actually feel, you will never know, because whether this is the tip of the iceberg or this is only a tip and not the iceberg is something I don't think anyone can really put their finger on it.